we didn't play the way we needed to. Can we close the door and run a professional press conference, please?
You talking about when 55 said that?
Yeah.
What's his name? I don't even know his name. He's a 6-year. What did you say?
Do you guys take issue with that, or is that just smack talk, or what are you guys?
Yeah, you know, he lost. He's a loser. So, I mean, it's nothing we don't pay attention to, you know? Losers.
That was fun. It's good to see the Aggies and Longhorns rivalry back in Austin. Great spectacle last year in College Station. It's just good for the game. College football is better with UT and A&M playing each other. I don't think either side will disagree with that. I am Sean Clynch, the host of Stories Inside the Man Cave podcast and the co-host of the series The Pass Rush with Stevie Lee. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and had a food coma or two. But in this episode, we're going to dive in what was that beautiful game and the experiences from it Friday at DKR in Austin, Texas. What does that do for both the Aggies and Texas as far as the CFP? Now, we do know that the Aggies are in regardless. The only thing that the Aggies don't get to do is play for the SEC championship. Now, you can look at that two ways. That one, they don't get to play for the conference championship, or two, they get extra time to heal. But as for Texas, at 9-3, there's so many debates out there. Personally, I just don't see how a 3-loss team deserves to be in a 12-team college football playoff. As for this weekend's conference championship games, they will have a bearing on the final CFP poll. But if you're watching and you need to quench your thirst and make those lovely mixed beverages or whatever beverages you may need, you need to go see my guy, Dave Ramirez. Dave Ramirez at Northwest Hills Liquor, where you are a guest and not just a customer. Hey, let's get it rolling. Episode 498. Let's ride. Stevie Lee, that was classic. The in-game production staff at Daryl K. Roy, Texas Memorial Stadium, they had ammo ready to go. And they did a great job. And that was perfect. Right before Texas officially won the game on that last offensive possession, they had that ready. And you know Mike Elko saw that.
Yeah, you did. That was awesome, man. The game day experience was great there this weekend.
Hey, that's Stevie Lee. He played for the great Mac Brown at the University of Texas football program in the early 2000s. As I mentioned, I am Sean Clynch, and this is the week after Texas defeated the Aggies. And if I did my numbers right, I think Texas this decade or this century, I think they're 13-3 against the Aggies. No?
Sounds about right.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you're coming off of a Thanksgiving holiday, 4 or 5 day weekend, and you come back and you got to flip that switch to professionalism, your brain's kind of cloudy. Yeah. So your thoughts real quick before we bring in our guy, M.A. Mike Adams, your Longhorns. They finished the season 9-3. That's pretty good considering I know a lot of people say, well, you were preseason number 1, Texas was. That's not good. But when you think about what was missing, what needed to develop on the offensive side of the ball, you remember me, Stevie, I said 9 wins is a target.
I do remember you saying that, and I remember you picked Clemson to win it all.
I did pick Clemson. They went 6-6.
Yeah, man. But you did say that about Texas, and I gave you crap about it. So, but I'm proud of where the seasons ended up. You can tell how we have grown from the beginning of the season with all the disappointment, and then making some changes on the O-line, and our offense started to click. Our defense was starting to come around even more. This is a team that's on a growth pattern right now, and I'm really, really looking forward to, one, the bowl game if we don't get into the college football playoffs, and then two, I'm really looking forward for next year.
Yeah, there's a lot to be, not just thankful, but to be excited about. And I love seeing that energy and it all coming together. I love seeing that for any program. Mm-hmm. But what we saw Friday night and that growth and that last third of the season, pretty impressive outside of that game in Georgia. That's it, yeah. Hey, just a quick shout out to all of our sponsors and partners. But for this one, Hargrove Roofing, man, you guys are wonderful. You do an amazing job. You replaced my late mother's roof a couple of years before she passed, and she had nothing but great things to say about her guy, Scott, Coach Abernathy, who made an appearance on episode 497 last week and gave a beautiful synopsis for the both A&M and Texas, along with the First Lady of the Man Cave. And here's the guy who promotes them better than anybody else.
Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Yes. Hey, M.A., you think post-Thanksgiving he'll be cooking?
Yes, absolutely he will be.
Man, let's bring that guy in. He's juggling. You know for a fact he's probably juggling like 430 things at this moment, but he's going to make time for us.
What's your message here to the Longhorn family?
Longhorn Nation, let's go, baby!
M.A. Stevie, that was quite a sight. And I know I held off with Stevie a little bit, kind of got his take before we brought you in, because we wanted all the hype. We wanted all the energy. I wanted to see you guys both cooking as former players. Man, that to me, that was the best atmosphere in probably over 2 decades that I have seen at DKR.
No, that was the best atmosphere I've ever seen at DKR. I'm a little worried because my ticket prices are going to go up because they had 100 drones, thousands of dollars worth of fireworks, the light show. I think we're going to be almost paying double next year, man. So I'm ready for it. It's okay. I had a really good time, man. Whoever they hired to do game day experience, they need a raise. That was a lot of electricity, the music, celebrities on the sideline. It was great for the fans, and I like putting on the show in front of little brother, see if they can match that.
It was pure cinema, fellas. That's all I got to say. And man, there was some there's some heated moments in walking up in my section, in and around the stadium. Some comments that you just don't usually hear out of grown men's mouth that we're wearing the maroon, but that's okay. All fan bases have them. All fan bases have them in rivalry games.
No doubt.
Man, M.A., before we really get into it, I was just – when you think of guys that step up in rivalries, there's 2 guys that come to mind, and one of them is this guy.
Takes off running, throws on the run, very close to the line of scrimmage. Caught in the back of the end zone for a Ryan Wingo touchdown.
Arch has the snap, design run, goes straight up the middle, first down and more. Arch breaks free. Say goodnight to this one. Arch Manning, touchdown Texas.
Craig Way, voice of the Longhorns, award-winning. He's legendary, Hall of Fame material. He's Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni. M.A., your take on the growth of that guy right there.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's been stepping up here the last 3-4 weeks, and pretty much the rest of his season or the rest of his sophomore year was really going to be determined by how he played in this game right here, with the possibility of the playoff spot still being, in question for us. And man, he stepped up big. He stepped up big. Not an overwhelming, statistical game. I mean, I think he threw for about a $170 or whatever. But he had that running play, 30 yards or so for a touchdown. That came at a critical moment. Made some critical passes, early in the third quarter, man, to drive the team down the field and then just get the guys in position. I mean, we pretty much shut them out in the third quarter, second half for the most part. Yeah. I mean, but some of that started with Arch marching the team down the field and making big time throws, and man, stood in the pocket, withstood the heat. Man, early on, it was looking, it was looking like many of the Aggie fans thought it would look. They would come in, kind of blow us out. But I think he calmed himself a little bit, which I think in turn calmed the team. And I was a bit hesitant at first when I saw the bravado, him walking into the stadium and getting kind of hyped, because I made a comment early in the year, man, if that's going to be you, that's got to be you all the time. And I think that's Arch. I think he's putting the hype out there. He's firing his team up. He's finding little ways in which to lead them, and I think he's doing a good job, dude. I'm proud of the way he's bounced back, and I don't know. I felt real proud to be a Longhorn on Friday.
I think a lot of people did, Stevie. When you think of your era, both of you, there's always guys who stepped up against your rivals, and consistently. Now we've got a new one. I want to call these two, as you see on this screen, Aggie killers. Clynch, Wisner, and Ethan Burke. Both have come up big last year and this year. Stevie alluded to it. What is it about games like this in which certain players just elevate?
Man, I saw it firsthand, almost on the outside looking in, because, I came from Louisiana. I didn't know about I knew about it, but I didn't know until I was here how deep this rivalry was. This Texas A&M and Texas, these kids have played together or against each other, some together, together, and throughout high school, played each other against each other throughout high school, some even middle school. So the pride of winning that game is bragging rights when you go home over the winter break. It's bragging rights when you see your friend. So it's a very, very important game to Texas A&M, and to the state. It would for that game, for that 4.5 hours. Nobody else was watching anything else in the state. It was that game. All eyes was on that game.
Well, clearly, all former Horns, Aggies, former students, former Aggie football players, all had their eyes on it. I got to give, A&M some roses too. They got to 11 wins. They're not going to play for the SEC championship. They're going to go to the CFP. But you alluded to it. People are watching. And there's one guy who I thought would have been ideal to play against the Aggies, Sam Ehlinger. Look at that tweet. He wasn't. That's typical Ehlinger right there.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all.
No, not wrong at all.
Oh man, I wish he could have played in that game. And because like A&M had Stephen McGee, who was, he took it personal for A&M as a quarterback in the mid 2000s. When you look at this whole thing, the whole season, Texas ends it regular season at 9-3, but there's not many people who can say this: in one season, you beat all three of your rivals. I think you guys may have come close. And Stevie, I think you guys did it once, right? No?
I've never beat OU, man. I hate to say that.
Oh, that's right. You didn't. That's well documented. I forgot about that.
I've beaten OU twice, 2-1. Broke even against the Aggies and never beat both of them in the same year together. So it the 1 year, I guess 95, we beat A&M and snapped their win streak. We actually tied OU that year after being up 24-0 at the half. It's kind of a weird dynamic. And we come back to lose to them in overtime, but we smashed A&M at the end of the year. So, yeah, hadn't been able to get the entire piece of the pie when it comes to both of them.
Arch, as a quarterback, is now a member of a very exclusive fraternity of quarterbacks. There's only been, I think, someone correct me. I'm sure somebody will in the Twitterverse. People like to – there's a lot of angry people on Twitter, especially on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. But I think there's only 6 quarterbacks in UT history who have run the gauntlet, the hat trick, beat the Hogs, OU, and the Aggies. So that's pretty impressive. So here's the big debate. Listen, I respect both sides. I understand it. The UT to the college football playoff debate. I mean, in my opinion, what needs to happen, I feel like OU's definitely in. Bama, if they lose the SEC title game, and I don't know. I almost look at it as if what happens if BYU beats Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship? Does that knock OU out? And that does it knock Texas further down? Because it really doesn't matter what the CFP looks like tonight. It's what it looks like on Sunday.
Yeah, I honestly think OU is secure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm looking at their schedule and what they've done, man, and it's just really impressive to go in Knoxville, beat those guys, come back, I think, a week or two later and beat Alabama, who at the time was, I don't know, I believe ranked number 4.
Yeah.
Number 3. I mean, doesn't get any more impressive than that, other than, a Texas team that defeated 3 top 10 teams on the year.
All TVs.
But, we're kind of on the outside looking in, and, yeah, it's going to take a lot of help. I think even if BYU beats Texas Tech for some reason, that's just going to knock everybody that's on the outside looking in. It's going to knock them down. I mean, because Tech's still getting in. Obviously, BYU will be the automatic qualifier at that point for winning the conference championship and being ranked pretty high. Yeah, but that would definitely hurt teams like Miami, like Texas, like Vanderbilt that are still hoping to get in.
Stevie, when you look at these potential scenarios, and again, this is just our take on for this podcast. When you first see, like last year, Alabama had a comparable resume to Texas. Had some really good wins, but they had some losses, 3 losses. I mean, Stevie, your first reaction when you hear a 3-loss team trying to get into this 12-team mix. Actually, it's 11 because you got one of the G5s in.
Yeah.
And I mean, do you think there's an argument? Do you think, or are we reserved to, hey, they shouldn't be in because of 3 losses, and if they get in, that's even better? How do you feel about all this?
Well, being on the outside looking in, I want us to be there. I want us to get in. But I don't see a path right now because, I mean, we got 3 losses. We got 3 losses, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Now, when you actually look at the teams, do you want to see BYU? Do you even want to see Texas Tech? I know you do. People do. But or do you want to see Texas with an Arch Manning, right? That's the ticket right there. Everyone in the country wants to continue to see Arch Manning play and see how he does in the playoffs. So that's pulling on the heartstrings and politicking. But I'm not optimistic. I want to see us play in the college football playoffs, but I'm not optimistic.
It would definitely make for good theater and football. Us being in the playoff mix. I mean, it'll just. We're talking about a good couple, 2 or 3 weeks of TV, that everybody would be glued to, and then you have household names like Arch. Seeing if he can overcome the early struggles early in the year and lead his team to a semifinal appearance, a national championship appearance, whatever it may be. But and I think the thing that's going to get us is that loss to Florida.
Right.
I mean, that's the one thing. And it's no different than Alabama, to be honest, because if let's say Alabama loses, which they're really in no position to lose this conference championship game. I think it will be held against them, and it won't be that they lost to Georgia. They're just going to default back to, well, Alabama lost to a bad Florida State team.
Yep.
That's doing very, very bad right now. That loss is going to sting them just like Florida's loss. Our loss to Florida is probably going to sting us.
So that's how I feel. Now, this is all guessing. This is assuming Texas State. This is a projection for Sunday. It's completely ignoring what you're seeing this evening because the CFP is out tonight, and you can debate it all you want, but this is just us. What we think may happen when the final CFP comes out. The Asterisks are the conference champions. Remember, the 5 highest conference champions receive automatic bids. I'm assuming North Texas wins that championship. Therefore, their conference title, they'll get in with the 12 seed. I'm assuming Virginia will beat Duke because if Duke wins, that league won't be represented. Now, here's where it gets hairy. So you see A&M drop from 3 to 7, okay? That's the 7-10 matchup, who is paired up with the 2 seed with, say, Georgia. Tech moves up to 3. Indiana with the loss to Ohio State in the Big Ten championship goes to 4. Well, the 10 seed who would play in College Station, let's just go ahead and say Miami, Texas, or Alabama, completely ignoring what Utah has done. Utah's a great club. Who Stevie, is this just – I mean, what's your take on this? Because, man, there's so many takes you could have on this.
There's so many takes. It's the what if. I won't say that. But so if my aunt had balls, she'll be my uncle. So, so this is a big old what if of if we don't know what's happening on Saturday. I mean, I don't think that they'll put Texas and Texas A&M back-to-back games,
Yeah.
So this is a huge what if. I mean, it looks good. I like it. But you're right. Where's Utah?
Yeah.
So it's tough right now. I just let's look at the games, and if they have somebody that's on teetering on getting in or out, they should put Texas in. Just because we'll have viewership, we'll have travel fans, and just the excitement of Texas in the college football playoffs 3 years running, So we'll see.
And May, I wanted to ask you this: you brought up some good points that just created a thought, and this is to both of you. Is this matching the 11 best teams? Or are we going off win-loss records? Or do you think this committee is truly factoring in quality losses, bad losses, political factors, the cachet of a program like Texas, the viewership numbers? They're not going to say it, but do you think it is?
I think as far as the cachet label and possibly political correctness, that may be the last factor, I think, because if Alabama loses, now you have a program like Alabama with all its storied history, 3 losses. Texas, 3 losses. Okay, that's now we're searching for straws with those 2 programs because we know when Alabama's on TV, Texas is on TV, everybody's glued. Whether you love them or hate them, but you're watching that game like Notre Dame's playing also. So cachet, that while I think it'll be a factor, I don't think that's going to be the overall factor that's going to allow one of those teams to get in. Utah, man, they're just SOL, I believe. The 2 losses have come to the 2 teams that are going to be playing for the conference championship game in a rematch.
Right.
So I don't see how you can just even elevate a Utah team with 2 losses. Very good team, but I think they're definitely on the outside looking in. I don't see them even cracking. I think what are they ranked right now? Like 16, maybe 15?
They're like in that 14 to 16 range.
Yeah, I don't see them even moving up. Now, I think the interesting argument is, and I think they got legit beef, is what to do with Miami and Notre Dame. Because why is Notre Dame stuck at number 9, and they have been the last couple of weeks, based on their quality of losses?
Great.
Well,
point.
their quality of losses just got worse because A&M just got whooped by 10 points to Texas. So that Notre Dame team doesn't look like the same team. I mean, their quality of loss in that case actually goes down some because A&M's not the team that, that beat Notre Dame when they beat them. And Miami beat Notre Dame head to head.
Yes, sure did.
And they've been saying for weeks now, okay, because there was a huge gap between Notre Dame and Miami in the first 2 or 3 polls or whatever, simply, and they weren't even factoring in the head-to-head. Well, I think now Miami is kind of caught up to them, and a couple teams have lost this, that, and the other. That head-to-head has to come into play at some point. And I think I wouldn't be shocked one bit if Miami, they were already on the 12 line. Wouldn't shock me to see them on that 10 line tonight, or even on the 9 line in front of Notre Dame. Notre Dame season's over.
Yeah.
They're done playing this weekend. So, and here's where them not being affiliated, we're going to see if the committee has the cojones to penalize Notre Dame for not being a part of a conference. Because is that going to come into play? Because if they were in part of a conference, they would be playing for a conference championship this year or this upcoming weekend with the opportunity to earn it right in the playoff. Now they're just relying on, we're Notre Dame, we're a big brand. We do have 2 losses, but we deserve to be in the playoff. Man, when is somebody going to have the kahunas to penalize Notre Dame for not being a part of a conference?
That's a fact. So here's another one. Here's another part that I thought about. When you look at how Florida State, I get it, 2 years ago, their quarterback was injured. It's a totally different team. They were undefeated.
Yeah.
They didn't get the bid. Well, what do you do with Ole Miss? They don't have a coach or a staff.
But they do have a coach. The DC, the very vital part of that team, called the defensive plays. He's the head coach now. I just found out and just heard that Charlie Weiss Jr. is going to call plays in the game. He's going to be the OC. So other than having their figurehead there, their past figurehead, they do have a head coach. He is the defensive coordinator, so they have stability. So I think Ole Miss is going to be ranked pretty much right where they are. Probably going to have an opportunity to host a home game, and everything's in place, minus Lane.
Yeah, which is a weird situation. We'll get to that in a minute. Stevie, I know it's tough for you to answer this. I know you got to swallow your pride on this one. Texas A&M, you've seen their body of work. You saw them, and they're pretty physical. They're good. But do you see them recovering from that loss to Texas and responding? Because I feel like Mike Elko has really changed that mentality. Do you see that Texas loss, maybe defeating them twice, or do you think that they can get out of that first round, whoever they play?
When you start looking at the teams that they beat and the team that they lost to, they're only beating up on the bottom half of the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're beating up on the bottom half of the SEC. These teams that make the college football playoffs are elite right now. Texas A&M is a product of a good schedule.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, man, honestly, the way they kind of imploded because we hit them in the mouth, any of these teams on the screen right now is going to hit them in the mouth. All right.
Every day.
Yeah. And they'll fold. They're going to fold. You can see it in them. So I was going to say something else. But you can see it in them. Their quarterback, Marcel Reed, got hit one good time, and he was basically done. And I looked around in the stadium. I said, yep, I told y'all these Texas boys hit hard. So And so once they get hit in the mouth and they get some adversity, like they went in the halftime up, but they felt it, and they came back out and we jumped on them. So I don't see them. I don't see them getting past their first game.
I see him losing too. I mean, I pretty much even stated that last week that if they don't beat us in this first round and secure, a home playoff game, I think A&M, I think they're cooked. Marcel Reed got exposed. I think from a emotional standpoint and a mental standpoint, I think they're cooked.
Yeah.
that first game. And they've been off now. It's going to be a couple of weeks before they even get a chance to play a game. And, I think that's going to come into play. I just don't see them overcoming that loss to Texas.
That's a tough one. And it really does. It's a factor. And, I'll go back to what we talked about a few weeks ago. The Gamecocks of South Carolina put on film how to scheme them. And it was, even though if it was just for a first half. Now, A&M can explode on you offensively. There's no
right.
But I did like what I saw from the Texas O-line. DJ Campbell, man, they're communicating. They're picking up blitzes and helping each other. Mm-hmm. It's night and day difference.
And I attribute that offensive line, that new configured offensive line, to why Arch is playing so much better right now.
That's it, Stevie. That's exactly why, because he's able to be him.
He trusts his offensive line.
It's the biggest team sport that you rely on others. While MA and everyone's politicking, Sark has been on every network, almost every podcast except this one, and he is he's politicking. This is an example, and he's not wrong, but I still say you can't forget the loss to Florida.
We had 5 opportunities, and that's 2 more than any other team in the country. And we won 3 of them, which is the best since 2019 when Joe Burrow and LSU, beat 3 teams that were ranked in the top 10 during the regular season. So it's a pretty monumental and historic run that we had to get on. And don't get me wrong, I wish we went undefeated too. But there was a tall task with a new team. We fought our tails off. We fought our tails off in Columbus, Ohio. We fought our tails off in Athens, Georgia. And we fought our tails off in Gainesville, Florida, 3 of the probably most difficult places to play in the country. And at the end of the day, we're 9-3. We're 6-2 in the Southeastern Conference. We've beaten 3 top 10 ranked teams, 2 of which are current top 10 ranked teams.
He's smart. He's a good presentation, and they were away from home for 42 days.
He's not wrong. Let me say this. I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but he's not wrong. Those are some really tough places to play in the country, no matter how bad the team is. They did that study on how many teams are Texas's rival, and Florida wanted to beat us, right? They wanted it bad, and they did, and it's really hard to play in the swamp. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm so glad they renovated that building. They gutted that building where Sark is sitting at right now. But they kept that picture behind him of Tommy Nobis and Earl Campbell running in with the Bulls. That picture has been up in that building for 30 years now. They renovated everything else in that building, but they kept that picture up. I really like that.
I like good observation. Good eye. That's an iconic picture.
It is.
Yeah. That one's never coming down.
And man, you guys got to. I mean, he's for those on social media bitching, whining, criticizing, calling out Sark, Texas fans crying. Dude, Sark, he's doing his job.
I mean, he should be politicking. He should be politicking for his team. I mean, coming off a big win, knocking out number 3 or knocking off number 3 in the country in front of all the eyes to see. I mean, it just definitely adds to the resume. But at the same time, he's going to have to answer for Florida, a team that at that point, coach was fired, got an interim head coach, players potentially getting in the portal. No way they should have won that game. The quarterback had been abysmal up until they played us, and he threw for 200-300 yards. I mean, we're going to have to answer for that Florida game. We're going to have to answer for barely beating Kentucky, a team that probably should have beat us in overtime. They were right there. We're going to have to answer for Mississippi
State.
Mississippi State. another game that came down to the wire. I mean, these are teams that, in Mississippi State, they've lost a lot of close games this year. I don't think they'll necessarily be penalized for that one. I mean, because you did win the game, you won the Kentucky game. But Kentucky's a bad football team. Florida's a bad football team. I know they have name, and I know Ben Hill Griffin Stadium the swamp is tough place to play. I think if we had a better loss against Georgia,
that
big might one come into our play. But we ended up getting smoke bomb, and the committee just has a lot to look at when it comes to us getting in.
I love me some May when he's looking.
They got a lot to look at. I hate saying that because I mean I believe we deserve to be in the playoff? I do. I mean, if I had to choose, I would put us in just because of we went on the road, went to Ohio State. We've played some of those games that a lot of teams won't schedule. And with that, you're gonna take some lumps. But like Sark said, man, I mean, you're 6-2 in the SEC. You won, 5 out of those big games that you played against. You beat what is a top-ranked OU team right now,
and Vanderbilt.
Great wins.
It's great wins. And here's the thing. Here's the thing that bothers me more than anything. When we had a 4-team playoff, people bitched and moaned, criticized the 5 and 6, 4, 5, 6, interchangeable. All right, the solution, let's go to 12.
Yeah.
What happens when we go to 16?
Hey, and honestly, man, we should be modeling this thing after the NFL, to be honest. I mean, I think if we go that route, because I believe there's 7 teams that get in, and the two top seeds in the conference get an opening round bye, and those other 6 teams play each other on wild card weekend. I think if we model that, that'll help solve the debate. Because now you just take, you kind of break that model down how you want to, the 5 conference champions or whatnot, and then the next best at-large teams based on record got ourselves a nice playoff. And if you don't fit that criteria, we just got to set the criteria and stick to it, and it is what it is. It's the same thing in the NFL, man. They got those tiebreakers and things like that. A lot of teams that might have the same record, but if you lost to this opponent or lost to that opponent within the division, within the conference, I mean, it all defaults to the tiebreakers. Those teams are out. No more bitching and complaining about it. You're done. You had your chance. You're out. So I don't know. Yeah, because it could go on forever. Like with the field of 64. You got the first 4 out, then they went to the play-in game.
And now it's 68.
Right. It could go on forever, man. At some point, it's got to be we got to end it. 12 might not be enough, but I think 16 is the sweet spot.
You gotta push. You gotta halt it. That's 16's enough now. Like FCS, where my guys play, we've gone from 16 to 20, now 24. All right. By the way, they're the 7th national seed. They're playing a playoff game.
Yeah.
in the round of 16 this weekend, first round bye. But I don't think you go past 16 for FBS.
Nah, I don't think so. And then it just becomes watered down, and that's why we love the sport so much. We love the debate aspect of it, who should have got in, who's getting in, and it's definitely an upgrade from the 14 playoff and from the old school, mythical, whoever's ranked number 1, ranked number 2, these are the guys going to play for the championship. Way better than that.
Yeah.
Way better.
I was going to say what we do need to do is figure out how we can end the season earlier. We can't go into February in college football.
It's over January. January 21st is the championship game.
Yeah, I think we need to still end it before then. And we need a uniform day when school starts going back from winter break. Across the board, because there's some kids going to be playing in the national championship game that are wanting to enter the portal.
Well, I think they need to adjust that. They need to adjust, and I think they do have an amendment to where those kids that are in the portal, as long as their team is in the playoffs, they're going to have a chance to hop in the portal. So they're going to get a chance to exercise that. I think it's like a 10-day window,
right,
from January 2nd to January 11th or 12th or something like that. They'll get theirs when their team finishes playing. So
for
me, adjustments.
For me, gaining a couple weeks in August go ahead and start in the season a little bit earlier, maybe a week or two, and then getting rid of so many bye weeks. We had 2 bye weeks, didn't we?
I don't mind that because that grind at this speed and this level.
Yeah, I know University of Louisville had 2 bye weeks, and both of them would happen to be early. And then they went on like an 8-game stretch.
Yeah.
So I know Coach Brown was complaining about that. It's like, man, why you give me 2 bye weeks, but you put them all at the beginning of the year? Now I got guys banged up. I'm playing with my 4th, 5th string running back because I don't, there's some quirks about the schedule that they can definitely figure out. But, it's not a perfect system, not a perfect model, but it's making a lot of people a lot of money.
That's what it is. But
And-
I'll say this for fans, before we get to wrapping this up, don't eliminate the early season marquee games just because.
No.
Because that's great I don't want to see Sam Houston, San Jose State as the 3 as SEC goes to 9 games. No fan wants to see that crap. We pay enough for these tickets.
That's going to be ADs, though. That's going to be ADs and coaches, man, setting those schedules. And,
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Who's going to be like Del Conte and schedule Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame, because now I think most of the Power 4 conferences, they're going to be playing 9 or 10, conference games. So they're looking for that pansy, that cakewalk game, to try to get in there somewhere. But, the big schools are definitely going to stand to benefit more than the little ones. And I got to hook them, fellas.
So, Stevie, this is what it's looking like. This is a guess. Of course, what you just saw was our projection of the final CFP for Sunday. We don't have a damn clue. We're just going off our educated guess.
It's a little bit of a clue, a little bit.
It is, because Steve, I'm going to say it right now. I say there's a 70% chance Texas is closer than people think.
You think so? Politics and money.
Cachet, baby, swag.
Yeah. I hear you. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right.
And if you're a network executive, if you're ESPN, you're ABC, you're Disney, why would you not want an A&M Texas rematch in the first round?
Nah, they don't want that. They don't. Nah. I don't think they would want that, man. That game's been played. You want something new. Yeah.
Oof, the only way to make it happen.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one.
It is.
They're gonna look around and say we already played that game.
That's right. A lot of people have opinions. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what, a lot of people have opinions about this guy. He's been bouncing around all over the country, NFL, college. I don't know. He seems likable, but some rap artists based out of Mississippi, I think they called it like they saw it.
Lane Kiffin is a bitch, Lane Kiffin is a hoe. Okay. Quit on his team and slipped out the door. Lane Kiffin is a bitch, Lane Kiffin is a hoe. Okay. He talked all that talk, but all them words was a joke. Look out what this man say, he changed. Lying through his teeth, he a motherfucking snake. Quit on his team on the verge of the playoffs. Sending cryptic tweets cause the bitch love chaos. Woo.
Does that sum it up?
It's not fair, though, man. It's not fair. Lane Kiffin took another job, man. I mean, what would you do? Like, somebody will offer me a bigger, better job, then I gotta take it for me and my family. That's not fair.
It's not about the money.
Is what?
He was already making great money at Ole Miss.
He was, but you want to be in Mississippi or you want to be in Baton Rouge? Like, it's
neither.
Well, the food is better in Baton Rouge. I guarantee that. And you're only an hour away from New Orleans.
New Orleans. My happy place.
Yeah, man. I love South Louisiana.
I'm joking, Baton Rouge. I love you.
Yeah. So it's he was offered another gig, offered a lot of money for the NIL. what do you have him do? You want him to turn that down and stay at Ole Miss? Come on, man. It's what, Ole Miss, maybe 60,000 seat stadium. It's 80,000 seat stadium.
It's about 70.
About 70,000 seat stadium, or go to LSU to 110 and everybody's behind you and you're the state school, and it's Ole Miss that you got to fight with Mississippi State, and you always he brought the program up to the top half of the SEC, but other than that, mostly you've been at the bottom half of the SEC, you know.
Yeah.
The guy took another job, and it I don't know why they are on him so bad, man. I know that they wanted him to stay, but I don't get it. It's too much.
Well, Kiffin wanted to stay through the playoffs, but
yeah, and the AD said no. So y'all need to be yelling at the AD. I know that there may be rules, and he'll be around the players trying to recruit them to come to LSU and this and that, but I think we got to put the ego aside some to let the man go ahead and finish out the season that he started. So he's taking another job, but you won't let him finish out what he's doing. Like, be amicable.
Yes.
Just say, man,
yes,
thank you for all your service here. Let's finish this season off good, and we'll build you a statue, you know, so if we win, you know. So I think that just because they didn't get the answer that they wanted, then it was all cut all ties and bad blood after that.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I want to circle back. Let's just say Texas doesn't make it to the CFP. I forgot one piece of information. They're the 9-win Horns, if they don't make the CFP, the bowl games that they would be tied to, it'll either be the Liberty Bowl in Memphis, Gator Bowl, the Duke's Mayo Bowl, Citrus Bowl, or the ReliaQuest. I think the Duke's Mayo, Citrus, and ReliaQuest are all in the Florida area. So that would be the bowl games, and I think they're New Year's Day games. Liberty Bowl, I can't remember what day it's on, but I know Texas fans don't want any part of that. But Memphis is a good city, Bill Street and Blue City Cafe. I highly recommend, but maybe you don't have to worry about that. Before we hit the break, we gotta caption a photo, Stevie.
Poor Aggies. That's my caption. Poor Aggies. Golly.
Silver Spurs, and I think it may be Silver Spurs and Texas Cowboys uniting there behind members of the 12th man yell leaders.
Poor Aggies. That's it. That's my caption. They don't even have their thumbs up.
Well, if you're a yell leader right there, man, at that moment, I would assume that's in the about 8 minutes to go in the game. How do you feel? I mean, what do you do? Nothing.
Yeah.
You're dejected. Hey, on the other side, after we take a quick break, you won't believe how many Texas high school football playoff teams are remaining from Austin. Not many. We'll see you on the other side. Austin, Texas is changing every day, but one constant is Dirty Martin's Place on Guad. Dirty's recently celebrated 98 years young, and the future is solid. And this space in the back is open to host any event, personal or business related.
Hey everyone, it's Daniel here at Dirty Martin's. We're in the Burn Orange Room. We are currently booking a lot of parties back here. If you can see, we got a capacity for about 90 people, but we are excited to host any party that you might want to bring.
Give Daniel Young a call at Dirty's to reserve this space for any event that you can think of.
Best way? How do you deliver it? What's your best delivery?
So what I like to do is I like to get on the roof. And then I like to kick a football off of the roof. And Hargrove Roofing, know who's on your roof.
Stevie, only 6 remaining schools.
That Vandergrift versus Dripping.
Woo!
Where's that game going to be?
San Antonio.
What is UIL doing, man?
It's not UIL.
What is it?
Each high school football program, the coaching staffs, they discuss, they figure out a neutral location or the coin toss for home, and they got to locate and identify a neutral spot and see if it's available either on usually on Friday or Saturday. I've seen it happen on Thursdays, and then you got to pay, or reserve it, and you come to an agreement with the venue. Hey, we're going to take concessions. We'll give you ticket sales, and reserve it. And I think if I remember right, they're going to play at the Alamo Dome.
Oh, really?
But
Austin area teams got to go all the way down to San Antonio.
All the way to damn San Antonio.
I don't get it. Yeah.
No. And I tell you what, man, what Drew Sanders has done with the defending state champions of 6A Division II to get them back to this round in a somewhat rebuilding year, good culture, great program. They're reloading. But Dripping Springs, I don't know. They have been waiting for this opportunity. I think this is the year, and I may be wrong, where they take that next big leap. I think Dripping wins this game and ends up playing for the state championship. They've been a mainstay for a long time. Galen Zimmerman, all those great coaches out there in that community, they're hungry. And I think they need to get this done before that other school opens in Dripping.
Yeah.
That's a great community out there, man. It's funny. I am blown away by their home atmosphere at that current stadium in Dripping. It's intimidating, man. Intimidating for a visiting group. I mean, it is loud. And so is Vandergrift.
Yeah, I wish they would have just made the school bigger and added more kids to the school. But
I know.
I understand.
I hate it, man.
Yeah, they did the same thing to Judson down in Converse and opened up Wagner. And so you don't hear as much Judson football as you used to because they broke the program up.
Shout out to my good friend and Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni, Mark Soto, the head coach of the Judson Rockets.
There you go. My wife with the Judson.
He's a Judson Rocket himself.
Oh, really?
He played on those great teams.
So, okay, he may know my wife. Yeah.
Mark Soto.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Oh, buddy. We just got through Thanksgiving. Ate like a champion.
Yeah, like a champion, that means you won then, huh?
Yeah. I had a Puerto Rican influenced menu, if you will, for my niece's father-in-law is Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
Right. Great food. It was simple, the foundation of Thanksgiving food, but with a Caribbean Puerto Rican twist. And I baked my first pie ever.
There you go.
Chocolate pecan. It was a hit, and it encourages it. I think it spikes diabetes. It was too rich for me. I didn't like my own pie. It was too rich. But brother, I have a lot to be thankful for. You and your family are part of it. That beautiful display in Austin at DKR, seeing the maroon and burnt orange together again here in Austin, regardless of how nasty it kind of got sometimes between fans. It's good to see those two fan bases together. And man, there's a lot of things that we don't see around us that we're should be so grateful for. But tell me something good, my brother.
Something good. Today is December 2nd, and December is a very busy month for my household, man. I got both my daughter's birthdays are December, and we got Christmas. And I am thankful and happy that it's December, the end of the year, and Christmas, man. Christmas is here.
It's a beautiful season.
Beautiful season. The cool weather, crisp weather. sunny skies in Austin, Texas, man. Just happy that I'm here. Happy to be around, you know.
Well, I'm happy. I'm happy you're around. And, man, the season of giving, season of beautiful. I don't like the cold, but it also kind of makes you smile a little bit.
Oh, I love the cold.
Man, I knew you were different. Brother, that was fun. You and MA were cooking today.
Yeah.
And we're so thankful for you at home. And we wish you and your family a happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa, everything. We celebrate it all up in this man cave. I'll tell you that. But to you, much love to you. And we're so thankful. And we're so thankful for the great city of Shreveport, Louisiana, because it's the home of Stevie Lee and the home of Hargrove Roofing. And we love Nacogdoches, Texas, the home of my college alma mater, Stephen F. Austin, beat Abilene Christian in the second round of the FCS playoffs in my beautiful hometown, Austin, Texas. Man, it's paradise in the hills. And to each of you who have supported us this year and forever, continue. I'm overly grateful. And to the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harge, Big Mike, and Coach Mo. What did we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.